looks like rain. Oh, that is definitely thunder. I got a ways before the tree line though. Yo, this hail straight up hurts. It's a little after 5. I'm in the Taos Ski Resort parking lot, and I'm getting started. The trail I'm taking is up this way to the left. All right, here's our trailhead right here. Kiosk and bathroom. So I'm barely into this hike. I came up that little trail right there. It swoops over to the creek, and it looks like it goes up that way. But there's another trail that goes back here, which is bigger, and I can see a blaze up there. It's reflecting in my light. I'm not sure what's making the camera, but I'm pretty sure I already veered off trail. So here we are where I saw that blaze. Yeah, I should have been on that trail right there, going up this much more obvious trail. Up here there's a horse trail going off to the left, but we want to continue on Peak Trail in this direction. Well, it did rain last night, so I suppose these kinds of muddy, low-lying areas are to be expected, but so far it doesn't look like there's going to be too many of them. Right here we've got a 90-degree turn to the left, well marked. This way only goes along the river's edge. Doesn't even look like there's a trail across, so even without the marking, it's pretty clear. Here I'm finally crossing that little river I've been walking against for the past stretch. I'm gonna go with the wood. It's wet and slippery, I'm sure. So I'm gonna move slowly with 3 points of contact. Ooh, that's moving. Made it. Okay, the trail continues along this way. Got a sign here telling me Twining, where I parked. This is 1 mile back. And then got another sign here pointing to Bull of the Woods. That's the first peak I have to reach today. If I'm not mistaken, either that or that is going to be Bull of the Woods. After Bull of the Woods, I think I continue in that direction over to Wheeler. Not sure if it's behind these, if it's one of these. I think it's behind these. The trail up here is getting a little more rugged. There's still fallen trees covering the trail, even though you can clearly see they come through here with chainsaws. Clear the path. And you just haven't got to these yet. A large stretch between miles 1 and 2 looks like this. Just a large, wide path made big enough to accommodate cars. I'm at a clearing about 2 miles in where Wheeler Peak Trail 90 does a bit of a curve back. A long stretch between miles 2 and 3 on this route is this kind of wide dirt road. Footing is very easy, but the slope just goes and goes and goes with pretty much no abatement. Finally reached some sunlight here, and I now understand the next section of the route. That is Bull of the Woods Mountain. The trail's gonna go around it and approach it from the rear. My first sign of human life today since the parking lot. Looks to be an abandoned tent. Man, is that a Coleman tent? Someone lugged one of those up here? Jeez. Well, here's the juncture. That goes to Bull of the Woods. That's to Wheeler, so I'm gonna do a little side trail and come back here in a minute. The trail leading up to here is in line with what we've seen elsewhere today. But once you get up top here, it looks like it's just a pile of scree. The trail leads around the side here, presumably to this overlook. Well, that over there is my future. Wonder if that's Wheeler Peak way off in the distance there. Still got a ways to go to get there. That rock there appears to be the highest point up here. So let's see if there's a safe way to get up there. Here we go. Just a little scrambling. Peak 1 complete. Alright, back to the juncture. I'm back at the junction and now continuing to Wheeler Peak. Approximately 5 miles. So that should get me there late morning. And then I'll have to rush to get below the tree line to make sure I avoid the afternoon storms. Around mile 4 here, as I'm working my way up to my next peak, which is Fraser Mountain, I believe. Tree line's getting a little sparser, getting some more open areas. The next segment here appears to be just completely exposed. No trees anywhere nearby. That over there is Wheeler, probably. There's got to be at least a half a mile of this trail through the field, gently cutting up the hill. Maybe even a mile. Pretty long. If I'm not mistaken, that hill there is the next peak I'm heading for. Here's the Wheeler Peak Wilderness sign from Carson National Forest. This is the hill. That's the next summit that I'm going to try and get. I don't see a path up to it though, but I think the trail might get closer up ahead, so I'm going to continue along a bit. The trail over there is getting steeper. I think I'd rather take a longer gradual approach, which is what looks like this is, so let's go rock hopping. The point is marked with a cairn up here. Well, nice view of where I'm headed. All right, I can see the trail way down there. So let's find a way back to the trail. All right, I found my way back to the trail here, right at one of the switchbacks. The field is pretty green, but there's lots of scree and rocks, so you can pretty much walk on those exclusively. I love the shade and the pine scent of this part of the trail, but I'm not loving that it's descending. That's all stuff I gotta climb up again. Another stream crossing. This one, pretty much you can step anywhere. Cross another little stream, and now I'm at the start of the switchbacks that are gonna give me a lot of that elevation that I just lost. Looks like this is the last time I'm leaving the tree line before the peak, which is about 2-3 miles away. These trails between miles roughly 6 and 7 just cut into the green hillside here and zigzag up and down. I got this turn here, then one more small switchback, and then it's a straight shot to the next peak. Well, I'm at about the 7-mile mark, and the path to my final destination is more or less in sight. I'm gonna climb up that hill and then make it across over that way. Got my last set of switchbacks here today, and those two trail runners are only the second and third people I've seen today. I saw one other hiker down by a stream crossing a while earlier. So if you're looking for solitude, this is definitely a trail you can go to. The next peak I'd hope to get is like straight up there. It's not far, but I'm running late and I don't feel like scrambling up these anymore, so I'm gonna push ahead. The bigger clouds are starting to form, so I want to make sure I get out of here before the afternoon rain. That's the route down. Steeper, shorter, should be quicker, although I'm sure I'm going to be complaining about how much my quads hurt. Over there is that field that took forever to zigzag through. For a while I've been thinking that one straight ahead was my destination, but I'm going to guess where all those people are is where I'm going. And the trail down switch right there, so that makes sense. Here is Mount Water, W-A-T-T-E-R. The last peak I wanted to bag, and luckily it's right here on the trail. So No real additional time needed. That looks like rain. Let's see if I can make it. So there's the regular trail down, so this is where I'm gonna see more people. Think you guys beat me in pace? Go ahead.
I don't know. Where'd you backpack from?
Twining.
Oh, nice.
I should have just did the route you guys did. You came up right from here, right?
Yeah.
Kind of regretting it now. The view from the pile of rocks. Oh man, you see that down there? That's where I gotta go. All right, I did not beat the rain, but there's no lightning yet. So I'm not gonna bother with my rain gear just yet. It looks like it's just one isolated cloud right now. That might pass. So I'm just gonna start heading down. We'll see how this turns out. There were about 6 people up on the mountain. Ooh, that was thunder. There were about 6 other people up on the mountain there with me. And I'm sort of leading the pack of the 7 of us right now. I don't know if I can keep this up, but I am very eager to get off this ridge line. Oh, that is definitely thunder. Just about off this ridge line. That's 1 degree of further safety at least. I got a ways before the tree line though. This is the other path down. It's the one that is shorter, quicker. Ooh, and kill my quads, just like I said it would. It might be an hour before I get to the tree line. The thunder seems to have subsided for the moment, so let's get distance in. I just noticed it's actually hail. It was rain before. That would explain why I'm not getting too wet. This is gonna get slippery. There are a lot of people still caught in the rain down there. Oh gosh, that's getting closer. Yo, this hail straight up hurts. It's like little BBs hitting my shoulders. Maybe it's like acupuncture. And it'll make it easier for me to get down. Got some mountain goats heading down with the rain too. The rain has more or less subsided. It's still spritzing a bit, but it's not much coming down. I never even got my poncho out. So this is the main trail that everyone takes up. I took a different trail up and then I'm taking this one down. This one just sort of meanders back and forth in this this valley here. I've been going a while and the tree line is still a ways away. The bottom is getting closer, but gosh, it still seems so far away. Still not below the tree line, but the sun is out, so whatever. Pretty steep grade down here, but for some reason my quads aren't wrecked. So this lake is a little side path out of my way, but after a hike, cold soaking your feet feels so good that it's worth the extra distance. Well, I had just enough time at the lake to soak my feet for a bit and grab some lunch, and then the rain started again. So I'm off to wrap up this hike. That right there is a trail up the Wheeler. The lake is down that way, where I'm coming from. This time, to get back to the main area, we'll follow this trail here. The trail down has all these blue blazes. Kind of hard to see, but they're frequent enough if you're looking for them. Less than 3 miles to get all the way back to the car. Although I am absolutely open to finding a way to get a ride, hitchhike or shuttle, or I don't know. Feels like these pine trails just never end. Oh, I don't know what those pipes are, but that is some sign of civilization. I found my way back to a road. There's a trail right next to me, but I think I'm just gonna walk on the road. More than just infrastructure. That's a building up there. Just up at the Bavarian restaurant, had a pretzel and a Gatorade and a bunch of water. I asked the guy at the register if there's any shuttles or any way to get over to the Taos parking area, and he said nope, but he said I'd have a 50-50 shot of hitchhiking over. Hitchhiking here is pretty common and popular, it seems. So I'm walking back on the roads. If I don't get a ride, it sounds like I'm gonna get rained on. Oh, the rain's starting. Well, I'm back in my car. I lucked out and I was able to hitchhike. Actually, someone who I chatted with on the trail today picked me up and gave me a ride. So good to make friends on trail, I guess. And I beat the rain too. So I'm back in my car before the rain really starts coming down. So off to the next place.